Hello, today's daily reading comes from the book of the Apocrypha, and the book is Sirach, chapter 40, and reads as follows. Great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day of their coming out from their mother's womb until the day for their burial in the mother of all things. The expectation of things to come and the day of death trouble their thoughts and cause fear of heart. From him that sits on a throne of glory, even to him that is humbled in earth and ashes. From him that wears purple and a crown, even to him that is clothed with a hempen frock. There is wrath and jealousy and trouble and disquiet and fear of death and anger and strife. And in the time of rest upon his bed, his night's sleep does change his knowledge. A little or nothing and it is his resting. And afterward in his sleep, as in a day of keeping watch, he is troubled in the vision of his heart, as one that has escaped from the front or battle. In the very time of his deliverance he awakens, and marvels that the fear is nothing. It is so with all flesh, from man to beast, and upon sinners sevenfold more. Death and bloodshed and strife and sword, calamities, famine, suffering, and the scourge, all these things were created for the wicked, and because of them came the flood. All things that are of the earth turn to the earth again, and all things that are of the waters return into the sea. All bribery and injustice will be blotted out, and good faith will stand forever. The goods of the unjust will be dried up like a river, and like a great thunder and rain will go off in noise. In opening his hands, a man will be made glad, so will transgressors utterly fail. The children of the ungodly will not put out many branches, and are as unclean roots upon a sheer rock. The sedge that grows upon every water and bank of a river will be plucked up before all grass. Bounty is as a garden of blessings, and almsgiving endures forever. The life of one that labors and is content will be made sweet, and he that finds a treasure is above both. Children in the building of a city establish a man's name, and a blameless wife is counted above both. Wine and music rejoice in the heart, and the love of wisdom is above both. The pipe and the lute make pleasant melody, and a pleasant tongue is above both. Your eye will desire grace and beauty, and above both the green blade of corn. A friend and a companion never meets amiss, and a wife with her husband is above both. Brethren and help are for a time of affliction, and almsgiving is a deliverer above both. Gold and silver will make the foot stand sure, and counsel is esteemed above them both. Riches and strength will lift up the heart, and the fear of the Lord is above both. There is nothing lacking in the fear of the Lord, and there is no need to seek help therein. The fear of the Lord is a garden of blessing, and it covers a man above all glory. My son, lead not a beggar's life. Better it is to die than to beg. A man looks to the table of another. His life is not to be counted for a life. He will pollute his soul with another man's meat. But a man wise and well instructed will beware thereof. In the mouth of the shameless, begging will be sweet, and in the belly of a fire will be kindled. Chapter 41. O death, how bitter is the remembrance of you to a man that is at peace in his possessions, to the man that has nothing to distract him and has prosperity in all things, and that still has strength to receive meat. Death, acceptable is your sentence to a man that is needy and that fails in strength, that is in extreme old age and is distracted about all things, and is perverse and has lost patience. Don't be afraid of the sentence of death. Remember those who have been before you and that come after. This is the sentence from the Lord over all the flesh. And why do you refuse when it is the good pleasure of the Most High? Whether it be 10 or 100 or 1,000 years, there is no inquisition of life in the grave. The children of the sinners are abominable children, and they frequent the dwellings of the ungodly. The inheritance of sinners' children will perish, and with their posterity will be perpetual reproach. Children will complain of an ungodly father because they will be reproached for his sake. Woe to you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High God, If you be born, you will be born to a curse. If you die, a curse will be your portion. All things that are of the earth will go back to the earth. So the ungodly will go from a curse to perdition. The mourning of men is about their bodies, but the name of sinners being evil will be blotted out. Have regard to your name, for it continues with you longer than 1,000 great treasures of gold. A good life has its number of days, and a good name continues forever. My children, excuse me, my children, keep instruction in peace, but wisdom that is hid and a treasure that is not seen. What profit is in them both? Better is a man that hides his foolishness than a man that hides his wisdom. Why show reverence to my word? For it is not good to retain every kind of shame, and not all things are approved by all in good faith. Be ashamed of whoredom, excuse me, before father and mother, and of a lie before a prince and a mighty man, of an offense before a judge and ruler, of iniquity before the congregation of the people, of unjust dealing before a partner and friend, and of theft in regard of the place where you sojourn, and in regard of the truth of God and his covenant, and of leaning with your elbow at meat, and of scurrility in the matter of giving and taking, and of silence before those who salute you, and of looking upon a woman that is a prostitute, and of turning away your face from a kinsman, of taking away a portion or a gift, and of gazing upon a woman that has had a husband, or being over busy with his maid, and come not fear near her bed, of upbraiding speeches before friends, and after you have given, upbraid not, of repeating and speaking what you have heard, and of revealing of secrets. So will you be truly shamefast and find favor in the sight of every man. Amen.